Mobile Suit Gundam is a very popular mecha series in Japan, and understandably so. There is a lot to love about this series. The military fiction, the memorable characters. However, what sticks out the most are the mechs. Gigantic science fiction robots that are used for combat, which has captured the hearts of millions for decades. And its popularity has created an endless amount of merchandise, such as food, clothes, and of course, figurines. However, at some point, there was a decision to push beyond the norms of merchandise to create something truly spectacular, and this resulted in the creation of real-life Gundams. These real-scale Gundams exist all over Japan, and as more and more are being made, the line between reality and science fiction is starting to blur. You might be skeptical, believing I'm simply exaggerating. Fair enough. Well, stay tuned, because as they say, seeing is believing. Hello, my name is Matt Desperado, and today I'll be exploring every real-life Mobile Suit Gundam model that exists in Japan, and their specific function. Starting from the simpler models all the way down to the more complex ones. I would like to begin by speaking on one of the very first ones, that being the Gundam statue found at Odaiba, Tokyo, which was first unveiled in 2009. The mech was designed to look like one of the most famous models in Gundam, the RX782, which stands at a whopping 18 meters tall, or 59 feet. For reference, that's bigger than the average sperm whale. Don't be fooled though, this is not just a simple statue. The mech possesses realistic lights, strong enough to light up the night. The inner ventilation system adds fog, which adds an air of menace to the monument. But more impressive is its movement. This robot is implemented with the function to move its head around, mostly to look up at the stars. It can also open its head, which allows the spectators to take a look inside. As it is modeled after one of the most famous mechs in all of anime, the detail put into it is mind-boggling. Long-time fans of the series who have had a chance to spectate on it have spoken on how accurate it is. As great as this piece is, it was eventually dismantled in 2017. But on the flip side, it was replaced by a more impressive model. As I stated earlier, the RX782 model in Odaiba was dismantled 5 years ago, for a reason I could not identify. However, in its place was a bigger and better model. This time around, it was designed after the RX0 Unicorn model, another famous Gundam mech. This mech stands at an impressive 19.7 meters tall. Moreover, it blows the other models out of the water when it comes to its functionality. Firstly, this model possesses everything the previous model had. However, this time, everything is improved. The lights are bigger and better than ever, allowing the robot to change its hue at will. And if that weren't enough, through an impressive feat of mechanical engineering, this model can morph. The RX0 Unicorn possesses different modes. Notably, it has a Unicorn and Destroyer mode. To replicate this as much as possible, several parts of its body can move at will, allowing for its shoulders, for example, to shift, and allowing to transform its helmet at will. However, all these models don't hold a candle to the newest model introduced recently. The next model is also designed after the classic RX782 and is based in Yokohama. The area has been named the Gundam Factory Entertainment Complex. This area contains a Gundam lab, where tourists can learn more about the series. But more importantly, there's a Gundam dock, which hosts the most impressive mech on the planet. This model is a bit smaller than the others, standing at 18 meters. However, this model dwarfs the others when it comes to weight, weighing at a crazy 25 tons. For comparison, that's about the weight of a fire truck. All this mass comes from the additional features that were added in throughout the years. I say this because I don't want you to underestimate how much work was put into this thing. This project has been in the works since 2014, and after 6 years of planning and building, it was finished. To even make this possible, it took the experience and knowledge of several mechanical and electrical engineers. For example, to create this mech, they first had to create a robot skeleton that possessed 24 articulating joints and 18 flexible knuckles, allowing it to move around. They then needed to add the individual pieces of the armor to make the machine look like the classic model, and therefore it possessed more detail than the others ever did. This model also possesses working lights, but this time it's enhanced by the jaw-dropping port that the mech inhabits. But the most impressive aspect of this machine is its movement. Its 24 articulating joints allow it to move its arms and legs, which it can use to kneel and throw its hands up in the air. If that weren't cool enough, there is talks to add a VR option, allowing the tourist to see what the robot sees, and in turn create the feeling that you are piloting it. And just like that, with hard work and ingenuity, they were able to create the most impressive mech in Japan. In summary, all three models are extremely impressive and a great display of Japanese engineering. That being said, one thing I hope you get out of this story is that this is just the beginning. Remember, the newest model came out 2 years ago. With time, engineering techniques will improve. Who knows what will be possible in 10 years. Thank you so much for watching. You can subscribe for more robotics content in your feed. If you would like for me to speak on other mechs from other countries, you can leave a comment below. This is Mad Desperado shutting down.